Welcome to another exciting episode in the channel Follow Your Canadian Dream. Today we're answering a question from an audience which says, what is RNIP and how can I use it to come to Canada? What are the benefits? What is it for me? Well, quickly I will share my screen so that we can answer this question from the Government of Canada's website. So let's go ahead while I share my screen. Good. So this is the Government of Canada website, and let me remove my picture so that we can actually discuss in detail what RNIP means. So it simply means the Rural and Northern Immigration Pilot. Well, many are thinking that it was closed. True, it was suspended for some time, but it has reopened till February of 2024. So you now have the opportunity to put in application between now, different communities, the 11 participating community. They actually set a time frame for you to apply through a dedicated website that they have provided. And once you apply and get a job, you will definitely be given a nomination to apply for permanent residence. Now, what is the benefit? What is the advantage of this program over the express entry? A big advantage is that you are going to show a lesser amount of proof of fund because you are coming with this. Let's see. We just use type on Google. So we just type proof of funds for RNIP. And once you click enter, it gives you this. And you see, I am bringing everything from the Government of Canada website. So it is not my pick, it is what is there that I am showing you. So this is it. While the express entry starts from about 19,000, the RNIP, it starts from 2,290. That is, if you are the only person in the immigration that you want to actually apply for just yourself, you need to show proof of this, 2,290. And if it is you and your spouse alone, then you will need to show 2,851 Canadian dollars. If you have 4 persons in your family, then you need to show 4,256. If you are 6 in the family, you are going to show 5,444 Canadian dollars. It is a big difference and it takes so much burden. And why is it so? Because you've already gotten a job, secured a job in a particular community that you are going. Now, the next question will be, what are those communities that are in this program, Rural and Northern Immigration Pilot Program? We have about 11 participating communities. We'll check them now. And let's see them. And they cut across from Ontario, the province of Ontario, to Saskatchewan, to BC. You'll see, yes, these are the community websites. So you have North Bay, it's a town in Ontario. You have Sudbury in Ontario. You have Timlin in Ontario. You have Thunder Bay in Ontario. And you have Moose Jaw in Saskatchewan and Vernon in British Columbia. So these on the right-hand side here, these are their websites. So if you click any of these takes you to the specific community website. And on those websites, they tell you the requirements, what you need to do to put in an application. It is very, very easy to do. The speed for which you can apply should be pretty fast. And let me now show you I think I opened 2 of these communities just to show you some of the jobs that are available. The first one was North Bay. You click on North Bay and it will take you to their employment website. And as we speak, these are jobs that are currently there. You have CNC machinists, you have a welder, you have professional commercial cleaner, you have professional commercial cleaner again, and the list is endless. Metal technician, interior designers, store managers, service technician, helper, painter. You have plumber, pipe fitters, again, pipe filter welder, sorry, and personal support workers. For those in the health sector, you have registered practical nurse, and you have hairstylists. They are actually looking for this. So if you can put in your application as fast as you can, the closing days for all of some of these are April. One is April 1st, and I can see June 30th. So the sooner you put in your application, the better. And once you get an application, and that is an offer, then you will be invited to put in an expression of interest on the RNIP web portal, and you'll be given a nomination, and then you can proceed to the permanent resident application portal. Now let's take a look at one of these jobs. I will specifically pick welder. I have someone who is a welder, so let's see. Probably it might be washing. And let's take a look. Okay, it has opened, and I'm going to look at the qualifications. Good. It said must be able to speak English and read. Must have sufficient English writing skills for completing forms, etc. And there is one that was key. It said candidate must be able to achieve Canadian Welding Bureau standard W47.1 welding certification for GMAW flat welding within a timely fashion after hiring in order to maintain employment. So what it means is that when you are offered your employment and you finally get to Canada, you will be required to do this certification. And the good thing is that the testing and expenses and scheduling will be covered by the company. But you have to pass it to continue having your employment with that particular concern. But then many people will be saying, what are the eligibility requirements? Well, we go back to let's see, we go back to where we started from, then we'll be able to see, good. Let's start from, this is the requirements. So for work requirements, work experience, you only need to prove 1 year of work experience. So that is an approximate of 1,560 hours. If you can accumulate it in the last 3 years, but you only need to show that you've worked for 1 year. It is very easy for most of us to show that, proof. And for English language, pretty good. The English language, we are only looking for CLB and CLB4. So that is the band in the language test. And people score 7 points, 6 points, 8 points. So if you can have a 4.5, but I would strongly suggest you score higher, because when you are now in a application pool and you have 3 persons with the same qualification, but the CLB scores are different. One is having 4, 4.5, and the other one is having 6 or 7. It is only natural for the employer to want to go with the one with the highest CLB score. So strive to score higher on the language test, but as a minimum, CLB4 is good. So that is it, language test. And for educational requirements, again, The communities are not looking for high-end, top-notch qualifications. They only require Canadian secondary school diploma or a post-secondary certificate, diploma or a degree. So if you have what people call the secondary school degree, you are as good as applying for this and different position. And one thing you need to do, you need again to do your education assessment, credential assessment. And I always suggest and tell people to use WES. We have no relationship. It's just because of the benefits. Sometimes you want to do other carry-on assessments here on your credentials. WES is the only one for now who will be able to do some of those things required. So once you start using WES, you do not need to go back to your school in your home country to get transcript for that is. That is why I always encourage people to use WES from my experience, because I actually use a different accreditation body for assessing my credentials. But coming over, I needed another accreditation for Apex, and now it was stated use WES. So it's like a double assessment for me. So I don't want you to go through that. So I always urge people to go with WES. You will need settlement fund. That is, again, the proof of funds. They are very, very small as compared. We've talked about that. You actually need that to show that you have those proof. It is relatively easy to do that. Once you've done that and you submitted your application, the employer will get in touch with you. They will give you a nomination and then to apply into the RNIP portal for expression of interest, and you'll be nominated to go on for permanent residency application. And one thing again is, if you do not see a particular job from this website that I've stated here in the portal, you can actually use probably Job Bank Canada, which is the Government of Canada website for job. You can use it to look for specific job. And once you get it, approach in these communities we are talking about, these 11 communities, approach them and tell them, this community will now be able to approach that employer that gave you that job to process your nomination. So it is not a hard and fast rule that you should definitely get it from this. You can get it from other websites so long they are in this participating community. Then you'll be fine. If you find value thus far, please subscribe to the channel, share it to others so that more people will get to know how they can actually immigrate very easily, look at job and come over to Canada to fulfill their own personal dream if that is what they want. And drop your question, your comments, and I'll be able to make videos of that so that more people will get access to this timely information. I'm looking forward to answering them, and I will see you in the next video.